Hi everybody, this is Kim and welcome to my 5-day body care challenge. I'm glad that you're here. So the goal of this is to give you some tips, some exercises and stretches that you can do on your own, and so that you can figure out for yourself what your body needs the most of, and to give you some information about alignment that you can apply to any part of your life, to whether it's doing the dishes or sitting at a desk, going to the gym, doing some other kind of exercise. So knowing basic good alignment is so important. So for the next 5 days, I'll send you a video every day, and each day that video will have these exercises that are really rooted in the Pilates method, but there'll also be some functional movement principles sprinkled in there, so it's a little bit of a hybrid. It's not straight up Pilates. And because I'm not there to physically help you in the moment, if I see something going on with your body, you have to listen to your own body. And so if something feels compressive or just hurts in a bad way, or you have an injury that you're nursing, or a previous injury, anything that's coming up for you, you have to trust that your body's telling you something. My videos are meant to be as a guide, so you take what works for you. Each day will build on the next. So today I'll start with the fundamentals. So it might be a review for people, and it might be brand new information for others. So with your given situation, you take what works for you. And that's why I also created the Facebook group. So if you have questions or comments or anything, you can just send those to me on there and I can answer them. And then everyone else can see if someone has a similar situation. Or if you just want to email me privately, you can do that too. So let's get started. Okay, so we're starting with breathing, because breathing is the base for everything. So whatever your goal is, if you have back pain, if you have tight hips, if you want rock hard abs, like whatever, if you're not aware of how you breathe and using your breath to its full capacity, you won't fully reach those goals. And most of us, when something gets stressful or more difficult, we hold our breath. It's just what we do. So we're going to start with a breathing exercise each day. So for today, I want you to start with this just sitting. If you're sitting on the floor like me, make sure that you can sit up tall. If you feel like your hips are tight and it's difficult to sit up tall, you're kind of back like this, then either sit up on a chair or have something like a block or books, whatever, just something to get you up. So you sit comfortably. With your body lifted like this, you have less tension in your hips. So then you want to find a neutral spine. So basically, you don't want to slouch, right? And you don't want to do the modern posture. Oh, I look horrible doing this. Okay, this is how most of us live our lives today in 2016. So no, you're going to have a little fire in your belly to lift up your whole spine. You also don't want to overcompensate so that you're sticking your chest out and your ribs are displaced. This is not neutral spine, and I'm really compressing back here. So I want to bring my ribs in the front a little bit, so my rib cage is directly over my pelvis. For some of you, that might feel really weird, and it might make you feel like you're like that, but you're not. So you can look in the mirror to help you. So feel like your head is right on top of your ribs are right over your pelvis. So you're going to breathe into your ribs with your hands on the sides of your ribs. I'll show you from the front. So your hands are at your side ribs, and you're going to try to breathe sideways into your hands. So breathe in and breathe out. So continue breathing into your hands. Try not to let your shoulders lead up, but keep the shoulders relaxed and literally think sideways. And you'll feel how your ribs expand into your hands and then get more narrow on your exhale. And you might notice one side opens more than the other. That's pretty normal. So just focus on the side that needs more help. Do that 2 more times. And exhale. Keeping your neutral back. Inhale. And exhale. Now you're going to put your hands behind you. It might be a little bit tough on your shoulders, so you don't have to put your hands there if it hurts your shoulders. But if you're comfortable with that, put your hands here and try to breathe in the back. And I think this is the hardest place to feel the breath moving. Sort of where your adrenal glands and your kidneys are, so you're going to breathe into that. and exhale. And of course, your diaphragm and your rib cage is going to move in all other directions, but concentrate on more effort going into your hands, into the back of your ribs. Do that about 3 more times on your own timing. Shoulders are relaxed. Okay, so we are 3D beings, right? So why wouldn't we breathe 3D? So we want to get out of that habit of tensing and breathing up in our shoulders, and also more into the habit of exhaling, because what I tend to see is people go, inhale, inhale, and then like they kind of exhale, and then inhale again, it's sort of tense, and then, so you're going to actually focus more on pushing the air out of your lungs, and the inhale is very natural. So sit up in your neutral spine, feel like your head is over your shoulders, over your ribs, over your hips, you're nice and tall. Your abdominals are slightly engaged and lifting up a little bit into your body. You take a 5 count inhale, so this is all very slow. Inhale for 5 counts, and you're going to exhale for 7 counts. So we'll do that together. Ready? Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you'll notice 2 things, hopefully. When you're exhaling, everything narrows, and you feel your abdominals should naturally come in together, kind of like when you cough, you're pushing air out. So it's the same feeling of bringing this in. And I would like you to feel most of the breath happening in your abdominal area, not up in your chest. Not that you can't do that sometimes, but for today, shoulders relax down and more breath lower into the body. So we're going to do this together. We'll do 4 cycles of it. So here we go. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're watching me, I couldn't really stick with it too well because I'm talking. So I was sort of inhaling and exhaling. But yeah, it's really good to practice that and that slow pace. So keep that in mind as we go. Shoulders relax, jaw, neck relax, breath moving 3D through the body, and then we'll move on. Okay, next is your shoulders. So we're going to talk about placement of your shoulders, simple stuff, and then we're going to move forward into putting them into exercises. So we're going to start with this exercise where you're sitting again. So again, if you'd like to sit up on something, feel free. So you want to be in that neutral spine. Reach the arms forward. You're going to reach your shoulder blades forward so that your arms extend forward, and then pull the shoulder blades back towards the center of your spine, and they come together. So you pull them apart, they go across your ribs, and you pull them together. So I'll show you from the side. Very simple. It's not a big movement. In fact, you don't want to, so here it is, forward and back. You don't want to do forward and back, and forward and back, right? So everything stays neutral. You're just isolating your shoulder blades, just letting them slide, which they want to do on your back. Okay? So just do a few of those. That's really clear. And then we're going to translate that into all fours. But first, we got to set you up right. So you're on your hands and your knees. Most people like to be kind of wide. So come in sort of narrow so that your wrists are right underneath your shoulders, your knees are right underneath your hips, so you're in a right angle. For me, my elbows like to hyperextend. Can you see that? So I'm going to slightly bend them so there's not a lot of force stopping there. If you have wrist issues, you can always do something like this and then put your hand like on the halfway point so that there's less compression on your wrist. You can also make fists with your hands and put the weight straight down over your knuckles, like that. Okay, so I'm going to be here. So I'm in this narrow stance. I'm not sinking in my shoulders or my back, so I'm lifting away, right? I'm also not arching, I'm also not curved, I'm somewhere in the middle of my neutral spine. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my shoulders. Little sink and push up. So it's almost like I collapse a little bit in my shoulders and then they go away. Notice I'm not going sink up. People like to go, they really like to use those upper traps. So drop the shoulders away from your ears. It's just like you were doing sitting, they're just moving sideways. This is really important to all the other exercises that come up after this. So do 5 more of those, and then make your sink really small so it's barely noticeable. Little drop, push up, little drop. Okay? I'm not letting the rest of my body follow. It's just my shoulders. Okay, so you've got that. You're going to stay up here in this position where you're holding your shoulder blades apart, pushing away from the floor. You're going to tuck your toes under, take a strong exhale and feel your abdominals pull up into your body and then lift your knees off. So our first sort of strength thing here. So keeping your body in this alignment, I feel my quads, but also my arms and my core are holding me up. So we're just going to hold here and breathe. No holding the breath. You're still breathing into the rib cage, 3D, like we did earlier. And then we'll do 10 pulses here if you want to add that. Going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently put the knees down and come out of there. And give yourself just a little wrist movement just to keep your wrists in a good place. Okay, next exercise, again, is back on all fours. Take any modifications that you might need. Come back to the same position. Again, you're not sinking, so you're lifting up. You're going to extend the left leg back behind you. Now, when that left leg is back, your whole body is going to want to shift to the right. I'll show you from this angle. So if I'm here, naturally people want to go and compensate like that. But you actually want to stay centered so that the weight is evenly distributed between your hands. So stay here in the middle. It'll feel a lot different. Okay, switch to the other side. You can exaggerate and kind of shift and then come back to the middle to make sure you're over the floor evenly. Okay, and now go back to the left leg again. Shift a little bit to the left. Now add your right arm. Again, just because I did that doesn't mean I have to collapse here. If that happens, just do the leg. So you just take a limb away if something gets hard on your body. Right? So stay lifted up, hold here, breathe and pull the abdominals in. And then as you exhale, you're going to curve the back, the knee and the elbow come towards each other. And then you inhale, reach out. Exhale. That left shoulder stays strong the whole time. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if it's too much for balance, you can just come to here and keep your spine flat the whole time. You can just do the leg. Okay? Do a total of 5 on that side, and then we'll switch to the other side. Right leg goes back, left arm comes forward. I'm lifting away from the floor, finding my balance here, pulling the abdominals in, and then I exhale, drop the head, inhale, reach, exhale, inhale, exhale. Again, modifications are just the leg without any movement through the rest of the body or no movement through the spine. Okay? Oppositional reaches, really, really good for everybody. Okay, we're going to give your wrists a break and come on to your elbows. By the way, if before and after you do these hand exercises, you can always do this to kind of neutralize your wrists. I like that, to bring them back to a supported position. So come on to your elbows or your forearms, and this is Another good balance, but also great for your glutes. So you're gonna reach your left leg out. You're gonna shift a little bit to the left so that you're very evenly placed. Then you're gonna bend your knee, and your heel is gonna reach up towards the ceiling and pulse up for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, breathing, 4, lifting up here, 3, 2, 1, and reach the leg out and then bring it underneath you. Take a moment, breathe, exhale, other side. Organize your body, bend your knee, the heel is facing the ceiling, pulsing up for 10. I'm trying to go directly up to the ceiling from my heel. 7, 6, 5, I'm not sinking, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg, bring it back underneath you, shift back and rest. Okay, I hope all of those were working well for you. Again, if you need any modifications on anything, send me a message. So now we're going to work on lower abdominals lying on the back. So you're going to lie down, your knees bent with the feet flat. And if you're in a neutral spine, you will notice there will either be space or not pressure between your lower back and the mat. If you're curving your tailbone under, if you could see, then I feel pressure there. I want to just be in a relaxed neutral spine. So as I exhale, I want to feel the abdominals drop in and up, and then bring one leg, we call this tabletop sometimes in Pilates. I want the leg more or less at 90 degrees. Exhale again to add the other leg, and see if you can balance there. So if you feel something funny in your back and maybe you need to tilt your pelvis under or around your lower back, you can. In that case, you do this and bring your knees in a little bit if that feels safer for your back. But if you're doing this, I want you to really pull your abs into your body when you exhale instead of pushing them out. So concentrate on that the most. If you feel okay being neutral, having that little bit of space, that's a little bit more ideal, so try that. So from here, we're going to alternate the toes tapping down. So exhale and switch, exhale down. So every time my foot goes down, I exhale, I inhale, bring it in, because I think that's the best way to get support from your abdominals. My goal is to not shift my pelvis or my back a lot. Yes, I'm breathing, so I'm not a statue, but I'm not doing something like this. Okay, of course I'm exaggerating, but I want to keep everything steady and quiet while my legs move, so that the focus is kind of wrapping around your abdominals. Okay, if that feels like too much, just put one foot down, do one foot at a time. Same thing, it's just less load on your back. Okay, so you can always take away a limb on any of these exercises. Okay, so if you're feeling really like a superstar, you can do more. You can exhale and do about 5 where both feet go, but I have to really pull the abdominals in and inhale, float up. Exhale. Again, you can do one leg, you can have one foot on the floor. Exhale, exhale, pull this in. And if you get a little shake, that's a good sign. Check in with your shoulders and your neck. Make sure you're not tensing or doing something funny there. Okay, and you can always flex your feet as well. Just choose one, point or flex. Okay, bring your knees into your chest and just relax for a moment. That can be a lot of work. And just rock side to side. Breathe, 3D, back, side, front, and we're going to do another variation. Start again with the legs in tabletop. Again, you can just do one if you'd like. You'll extend one leg at a time. Exhale, and switch. Okay, so you're just stretching the leg out about 45 degrees. Obviously, if you go lower, you're going to feel more load, more work. If you go higher, it's a little bit easier. But again, if your back is bothering you and you want to stay in a posterior tilt like this, that's fine. Just keep it like that the whole time. If you can be neutral, I'd say go for that. Okay? And then next, highest level would be both legs. So inhale to prepare, exhale, stretch, inhale. Exhale, stretch, flex the feet. Point in, exhale, stretch. Really use that exhale. 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 Remember, you can do one leg if you want. This is a lot. Okay, we're going to hold the next one. Exhale, reach. Hold, breathe. Externally rotate your legs. So the inner thighs squeeze together, the feet are flexed, the heels reach together. We're going to scissor, going for 10, 9, 8, 7. You can do one leg like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back together. Bring the legs to parallel and come in, and again, rock side to side. You can go in circles away from each other. Just relax your hip flexors and relax your back. Take a couple breaths there. Okay, this last part, we're ending in some stretches. So we're going to do first a foot release. A lot of people have issues with their feet because we wear shoes and we walk around on concrete, and it's just we don't have the mobility or the strength in our feet that we should. So this is also good for people with knee issues, and a couple of you told me you have knee issues going on, so I will address that throughout the week. So the first way you would do this, if you do not have knee issues, start this way. So you tuck your toes under, and you're going to start to, so you're completely putting your weight into your toes, and you start to put your weight back. Ideally, you come all the way up to sitting tall, but that can be a lot of stretch for some people. So if you need to put some weight forward over your quads, you can do that. Once you find the position, you do a side to side. It's really slow, and it can be really intense. Now, if you have knee issues and this is way too much pressure on your knees, again, grab something you can sit on, but it's going to be higher than this. So maybe like 3 of these or something, 3 times the size. I could put it upright like this and kind of show you so that here there's less pressure on my knee and I'm still getting a little bit less stretch through my feet, but I'm still getting it. And then again, you do a little side to side. If that's still too much, let me know. I'll give you some other ideas. But if your knee's bothering you, do not push it. The knees just aren't as resilient as other joints, so don't push it. Okay, after you stretch the bottoms of your feet, you release and you just do a light tap on the tops of your toes just to let all of that go. Okay, the next one is a side bend. So you're going to actually start sitting cross-legged. You can be on a block or not, or elevated in some way. For this is actually ideal if you're up a little higher. So bring one hand down towards the floor and bring the other arm over. What people tend to do is lift the hip with the same arm that's reaching. So drop that hip. That's my left hip. As I drop it down, as I reach my left arm overhead, so I get a true stretch. It doesn't mean I collapse in the right side. I still have a lift through here. And this shoulder is relaxed, so I can bend this elbow. And then I push away from the floor to lift up, other side. Dropping my right hip as my right arm reaches over, not letting it lift up, and then breathing. It's a really nice stretch, and then push up to come back. Breathe as you go over. Find your placement. Now we'll rotate. So bring your shoulder blade down as you look down, rotating to face the floor. And then breathe as you reach up and open your chest towards the ceiling. 2 more times. Breathe. Doesn't matter when you're inhaling or exhaling, just continue to breathe mindfully. And then bring yourself back to the center, and you're going to push yourself off and go the other way. Make sure you don't shift again. Be really on top of your hips, and then you go over. I have flexibility in here, so on you it might look more like this. That might be better for you. So you don't have to go as far as me if it feels like your ribs are getting out of whack. And then rotate. Breathe in, rotate, open. Feel your shoulder blades slide down across your ribs as you come down and slide back towards your spine. Same thing we did earlier. push up to come back. Okay? And I'm going to show you one more level on that exercise. Again, this is not a good one for people with knee issues. You can do this sitting in a chair, but I'll show you this version. I'm kneeling. I'm going to sit off of my feet, and then I'm going to reach away from that side. So I'm reaching to the side where my feet are. That's where I'm reaching. Get a really big stretch through here. Reaching high, not collapsing. So reach, reach, reach up. And then you just simply swing the arm down, push yourself over to go to the other side, lifting up to go over. You always go for length first versus a big rotation or a big side bend. You want to find length. Sorry, I don't have a chair with me, but if I were sitting in a chair, I would just let my hips go off the chair a little bit and go that way, if that makes sense. Okay, we will end there today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope it's helpful. I think my pace is a little bit quicker than normal because this is my first time using this format, so if I went too fast or too slow or whatever, let me know, and I appreciate your feedback very much. I hope you feel good after this. Have a great day.